Walker was traded to the Vikings for 5 players and as many as 7 draft choices.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy fans and all, we are here. I am here to let you know why the Dallas Cowboys should trade Micah Parsons. Now, as a Cowboys fan, I understand you're probably like, what are you talking about? He's our best pass rusher. He's a great asset to the team. No disrespect to Micah Parsons at all. You are a dog. But from what has transpired from the Cowboys, it's been a mess. And I want to break down to you why they should. I also want to break down to the casual fan. If you're just watching out of entertainment, you're watching because the Cowboys is your favorite team, and you don't understand the actual business of players, money, salary cap, so on and so on. I'm going to break it down so you can understand why certain things are happening, and also so you can actually judge the players of your favorite team and hold them accountable for what they are doing to your team, saying that you cheer for, so you can actually know what's actually going on. So first, we have here Micah Parsons, a first-round draft pick, highly rated coming out of Penn State. All of his drills set records at the combine, so on and so on. Was being called the next Lawrence Taylor, and we all know what Lawrence Taylor was for this game. Like NFL rookie, MVP, like defensive player of the year, all types of awards that Lawrence Taylor had. Now, Micah Parsons is up for his contract very, very soon, probably by I think next year or the year after that. But you, as an organization, you try to pay your players 1 year ahead of that last year on their deal, so they don't walk, so they don't, go test free agency. You want to lock them up, right? Now, Micah Parsons is going to want somewhere up to what Nick Bosa for the San Francisco 49ers got. I'm talking about money wise. So he got paid $170-something million from the San Francisco 49ers, which comes out to be about $34 million per year from the cap. Now, if you don't know the cap, and what I mean by that is, in the NFL, you have a salary cap. Here we go. In the NFL, you have a salary cap. This is not baseball when you can spend $1 billion on the Dodgers and buy you a championship. This is not the NBA where you have a soft cap and you have 2 aprons. And in the NBA, aprons is like tiers of what you can and can't do as an organization once you enter that apron. The NFL was not like that. The NFL, the salary cap is a hard cap. You cannot go over $255 million within your team. If you play Madden, if you play franchise, if you know about what you can and can't do, because it has to fall under the cap, correct? So, since it falls under the cap is constructed by the general manager. The general manager is always ahead of personnel and player decisions. Of course, the coach as well, and the owner, of course. But like generally, the general manager picks the players and the contracts and tries to manipulate the cap to get as many good players on the team as he can. So in this case, for the Dallas Cowboys, it is Jerry Jones, the actual owner of the team. Now, I just showed you the $255 million cap that you have as a team to spend within all 52 players on your roster. That's what you have. Stay with me now, Cowboy fans. If you don't know what's actually going on, I'm here to help you and to tell you why they should do. This is what they should be considering. I'm not going to tell a billionaire what to do, but this is what they should consider. And I know it sounds blasphemous because of who Micah Parsons is. Again, I don't want to disrespect Micah Parsons as a player. I wouldn't want to trade you, bro. I wouldn't. But from the circumstances that has happened, you would have to look at it. as a team building, as a just overall smart decision, you will have to look at it. Now, Jerry Jones has been the owner for the Dallas Cowboys for what? About let's just say roughly 30 years, right? I'm 32. I think he been the owner since I've been alive. So Jerry Jones made a trade, which you're going to see in the beginning of the video, for Herschel Walker. I'm going to show you this trade. Okay, so Jerry Jones made this trade when he first really entered into the NFL as an owner. Herschel Walker was just out of this world type of running back. What we think Saquon Barkley is now and Derrick Henry is nowadays, that's what Herschel Walker was back in the day. But the team wasn't very, very good. It wasn't constructed to win for a long period of time. So this is one of the best trades by the Cowboys, but one of the worst trades in history for the Vikings, right? But what I want to say is you're kind of in the same predicament again, but it's not as bad because you have a quarterback and you have your wide receiver already locked up. You have a corner locked up in Trayvon Diggs, right? That's just about it if you really want to break down Dallas roster. So this is what they did. I don't even know none of these guys, but the thing is, it's the picks. Don't worry about the players. It's the picks. All of these picks is what catapulted the Cowboys into the team of the 90s. Now, let's fast forward into what's going on now. And what's going on now is Dak Prescott at the helm. Dak Prescott has been the type of quarterback that can get you to the divisional round. Y'all all Cowboys fans and NFL fans, y'all know he hasn't been able to get to the NFC Championship game. He hasn't been able to get to a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott came in as a 4th round draft pick. Very, very good his rookie year. He kind of overachieved, but it was well deserved. When during his rookie deal, Jerry wasn't too sure about Dak. So when it came to time to pay him, if I'm not mistaken, Carson Wentz had got his contract before Dak. Even though Dak was beating him head to head and he was going further in the playoffs, Jerry Jones just he couldn't pay Dak, you know what I'm saying, that same type of contract that Carson Wentz got, right? So instead, he put a franchise tag on him. Now, the franchise tag is not as bad as what some of these players give off. It's bad in the aspect of you're not secure for the long haul, but you are getting guaranteed money. So it's not like Dak hasn't gotten paid. If you really want to look at it, Dak has gotten paid that franchise tag. That first one, he got guaranteed money. It's just no security on the back end, meaning for his career. You feel what I'm saying? Stay along with me. Now he got franchise tagged again. A NFL team has 2 franchise tags. They can give out 2 franchise tags per player. A franchise tag is basically, I'm not for sure, but I don't want to give you up. It's kind of like a play on this and we'll see where it goes. That's what the franchise tag is. So once they gave him the second franchise tag, that was the tag that he betted on himself and he wanted the money. This was going to be his first big contract, and he ends up getting hurt. He breaks his ankle against the New York Giants, right? Jerry still gives him his money, gives him the contract. I think this was the most money a player has ever gotten in NFL history. His first contract, right? That's the contract that he's currently on now. So at the beginning of this year, now through all that process, it's been go to the playoffs, get put out the first round by San Fran and all these other teams, yada yada yada. Y'all know the story. So now, from the beginning of this training camp, this season, the season was last year, correct? And he had the most touchdown passes. He had a great season, his best season as a pro. Usually, players play their bets on contract when they know they're up for their contract is about to be up and they have to pay now. His contract wasn't going to be up until the end of this year. But usually teams like to pay their players that they're going to keep a year before their deal is up, for the simple fact that the player doesn't get a chance to walk into free agency. You don't want to give them that chance. You feel what I'm saying? Or you don't want to give them up for nothing. You want to get something out of that. You want to trade them or whatever, but you couldn't trade Dak because he had a no trade clause. No trade clause. You cannot trade me without my permission. That's what that is for the people that don't know. I'm speaking for if you do know, just keep following along. I'm going to break down why they should do this. So once they did that, once they figured that out, right? Now it's this dilemma between Dak and Jerry Jones. Is he going to pay Jerry Jones throughout this whole summer? But he wasn't the only person that was up for a deal. CeeDee Lamb was also up for his deal this year. Now again, Dak has already got 2 franchise tags, guaranteed money on top of that, plus a contract before this. I'm breaking it down so you can understand what's really going on with the Dallas Cowboys and why it is poorly ran. Now, CeeDee Lamb deserves his money. This is his first contract. He balled out. He been a great piece. They got rid of Amari Cooper for him. They drafted him with Amari. They seen him play. Look, Amari, we don't really need you no more. He's 88. If you know Dallas Cowboy history, he's 88, right? So he gets his deal. He goes through a little back and forth with Jerry. I don't know what it is with Jerry when it comes time to play players, but it's like it's always something. It's never just you did great for us. Here you go. We want you. So after CeeDee Lamb gets his money, this is why Micah Parsons comes into play. Now, over the training camp, Parsons wanted his money early, but the thing was that who is Jerry Jones going to pay out of these 3 players, right? Because I just showed you the cap. Now, I just showed you the cap. He gave Dak Prescott a contract for $240 million, $60 million a year. 60. Keep that number in your head. If he just paid CeeDee Lamb, he's going for 35 a year. 60 and 35, that's 95 million. And I showed you it's 255 million for the cap. If he pays Parsons, he's going to want around that 35 million a year that Bosa got. He's about the same type of player. He's going to want that. So now you pay him 35. That's almost about $123 million coming off your cap next year that you are going to have to pay, and you only have 255 million with 52 roster spots. 52 roster spots. This is why I say you have to trade Micah Parsons for the picks. You have to trade him for the picks. You're not going to get this, but you can get a first rounder, a second rounder, or 2 first rounders, a second, I don't know. But you're already going to pick 1 through 5. The Dallas Cowboys is a bad team. They're going to finish. Dak Prescott has already came out and said his hamstring. They're going to miss a lot of games. They're not going to win a lot of games. So you're going to finish in the top 10, top 5, right? So if you can trade a Micah Parsons to get another first round draft pick, you are going to have a plethora of players to choose from this draft. You're not getting a quarterback. If you can get in the top 5, it's going to probably be Carolina, the Giants, Vegas, maybe Jacksonville, because Jacksonville's bad. I can't think of another team that's ahead of. They would have to finish in the top 5, but you want teams that's gonna pick quarterbacks for sure. Now there's 2 wide receivers that you can get the opposite of CeeDee Lamb. And the reason why I say you trade Micah Parsons, because you need these young players on these rookie deals to even out your cap. You already paid Dak Prescott. That's already set, sealed, and delivered. So now you have a veteran quarterback. You don't want the young quarterback. You didn't want that. I said that they should get rid of Dak. Let Dak walk. You pay CD, you pay Parsons. They're the younger players. Then you go get you a Shador or a Cam Ward. Because I already had in my mind that they're going to have a bad season. So this is with Dak. And everybody, they was going to have a bad season regardless. So I was saying that, okay, you can go. There's so many good quarterbacks that's about to come out. Jalen Milroe, Cam Ward. You got the quarterback from LSU. You got Shador Sanders. Like, you could have chose somebody. That's the formula now. Look at San Fran. Look at when Russell Wilson went to the Super Bowl. Like his years in Seattle. You get a young, capable quarterback. You mold him around all these veteran, skilled players, and you have a great defense, skilled players. You have players everywhere because you're not paying the important pieces. Once you have to pay your quarterback, everything else kind of deteriorates. So that's why they say if you're going to pay the quarterback all this money, he has to be the guy that can win in spite of. If your quarterback is a $60 million quarterback and he cannot win in spite of having a top tier receiver, a top tier running back, and this and that, if he's not Patrick Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl with Kadarius Toney, McCole Hardman. Only person that he had of Hall of Fame caliber was Travis Kelce. Pacheco is a 7th round pick. Like, you that's who you paid the $60 million to, because he wins in spite of. Dak doesn't do that. We've seen it. He can't, like, we've seen. That's why you got him, Amari. That's why you got him, CD. You know what I'm saying? You had once you got CD on that rookie deal and you had paid Dak, that's the perfect formula. Okay. So this is why I said, if you're a Cowboy fan, you have to look at Dak. You have to look at Dak and say, why didn't you give Jerry a friendly deal? You already had gotten paid 3 times. You need got a franchise tag twice plus the deal. Do you not want to win? You're taking up all of the cap. It's only $255 million. You're taking up all of the cap, bro. CD deserves that money. This is his first deal. Parsons deserved that money. This is his first deal. They're younger. If you really want to win, take less money so they can build around you. Like, that's why I said I didn't understand the process, but now we're in it. So if you give Dak this money, if you trade Parsons, you gotta come in the top 5 of the draft. This is how you flip it all around in 1 year. In 1 year, I'm saying that because if you're the Dallas Cowboys and you finish in the top 5, as in a draft, and the teams in front of you, all they want is quarterbacks, then you draft a Travis Hunter. I don't know why that Jerry just went out there and got whoever the fuck he just got. We don't know him. We didn't know him from Ole Miss. We didn't know him from Carolina. No disrespect to him, but what has he done? He's what? No, they're still going to double CD. That's a fact. They're still going to double CD. So what I'm saying is, you go get Travis. Go get Travis Hunter, the best wide receiver in football, in college football, or the guy from Arizona. Cool. If Travis doesn't work out as a wide receiver, you can always flip him the corner. But you draft him and you be upfront with him. Look, we need you to play wide receiver. We need you the opposite of CeeDee Lamb. You be upfront with him. Boom. The other first round draft pick that you get from the trade that you got from Parsons, you try to go get Genty, or you go get a top tier college running back, preferably Genty. Now you didn't sold up your offensive struggles. You can always go get a lineman out of free agency. You move the rookie that you got at left tackle, move him to the right side. You put a veteran over there on the left side. You shore up your line. Now, you got Travis on the other side. You got CD on this side. You got Genty in the backfield. You got a second round draft pick. You're going to choose high. That's who you use to replace Parsons. That's who you replace Parsons with. Your third round pick, or you probably gonna get plethora of picks. Your third round pick, you build your run stopper. You traded your fourth round away. Fifth round, sixth round, everything is about stopping the run. That's how you change this thing around, just like that in 1 year. But you cannot, if you pay Parsons, you pay CD, and you pay Dak, you're not going to have enough money to build the team that you need to compete. We're going to be sitting here again, and again. And Jerry going to be sitting up here telling y'all lies and lies and lies on this radio show over and over and over. Y'all still going to buy tickets and tickets and tickets. And it's just what it is, bro. The Dallas Cowboys need a rebuild, but it doesn't have to be a rebuild where you wait 2, 3, 4 years. You can rebuild this in a year if you trade the right person for the right picks. You get the right deal. You're going to finish in the top 5. You're going to finish in the top 5. You're saying you're not selling your buyers. You think Cooper Rush gonna go out there and get you some dubs? And we know what your division looking like. You don't want to play Trey Lance. This draft is filled with talent, young talent that you don't have to pay top dollar to. And from what we've seen, when these rookies that come into the NFL, they're producing right away. Your thing is the draft. You like to draft, then get free agents. So what is you doing? You're going to have to make this sacrifice to rebuild your team like you did at the beginning of your career. This is what we know you for, bruh. This is what we know you for. This is what propelled y'all to a dynasty. The most important piece of your team you gave away to get more. To really build, it's crazy, but what propelled your career in the beginning is what might send you off in a good way at the end if you do it right. That's just me. Y'all let me know in the comments how y'all feel about it. Am I bugging? Am I tripping? I had actually heard this proposal over on sports radio, and once I heard it, it immediately clicked. Like, yeah, that's what they need to do. Because even in the beginning, before anybody said anything about this, I already knew they're going to have to pay at least 2 of them. They can pay 2, but I chose the 2 younger players. Dak hasn't gotten you to an NFC Championship game. Dak hasn't gotten you to a Super Bowl. So why am I paying him $60 million? Jerry, he bamboozled your ass. Bamboozled you. You don't pay $60 million to a quarterback that can't get you to the dance, my boy. Out of all these years, he only had 1 All-Pro. He did it in a year that you're gonna have to pay. He did it in a contract year. Are you not a visionary? Like, are you not seeing what's coming down the pipeline of these quarterbacks? These quarterbacks are coming in and performing. So you mean to tell me that you can't draft a young quarterback and put talent around him? See, this is the formula. Either you have a young quarterback with veterans around him, or you have a veteran quarterback with young talent around him. Choose.